may know the extraordinary Professor Hank Greely. He is an expert in neuroscience and the law. Some of you may have seen him and had a chance to hear him lecture at Stanford University. I've become personally a devotee of his. He might think it's more a stalker, but I can't get enough of Hank Greely. I simply have written down that he is the smartest man in the nation, write that down, the smartest man in the nation on any issue dealing with bioscience, the law, and ethics. Today, he's going to talk about brain scans, or frankly, anything else he wants to.
We are in the middle of an incredible revolution, or actually more accurately, set of overlapping revolutions in neuroscience. Compared to 30 years ago, we know roughly approximately infinitely more than we did then about how the brain works and how it creates our behaviors. Compared to 30 years from now, we know effectively zero. We are on the vertical part of the learning curve. It's a revolution largely of tools. Almost all scientific revolutions ultimately are revolutions of tools. Astronomy took a big leap forward with telescopes. Microbiology didn't really exist before microscopes. Some of the tools with neuroscience are things like the Human Genome Project and being able to look at genes. Some of them are actually non-material things like new statistical methods that allow you to tease signal out of an incredible amount of noise when you're doing neuroimaging of brains. And some of them are actual machines, notably the MRI machine, which I'll talk about a fair amount in the next few minutes. There's a researcher at Berkeley named Gallant, whose work made some stir a couple of months ago, and I highly recommend Googling him. It's Gallant, and look for his video mind reading clip. They subjected some poor souls to 16,000 seconds of miscellaneous YouTube videos and analyzed their brain responses and came up with algorithms to go from brain response to picture. And then they showed them, and this is what's on his clip, little bits of trailers for a bunch of movies. They didn't know which was when, and they tried to reconstruct from the brain scan what somebody was seeing. So they had Steve Martin as Inspector Clouseau in the recent Pink Panther remake. And you see a picture of Steve, you see a little video of Steve Martin. On the other side, you see what they reconstructed, which is clearly a guy about the size of Steve Martin. The hair goes white and dark, sort of back and forth. It's not a picture of him, but it's a guy standing in the same way, looking pretty much the same. They have a picture of an elephant walking across a plain. And the reconstruction is, I think it's fair to say, a haystack walking across a plain. You can't tell it's an elephant. But you see the plane, you see the sky, you see something about the size of the elephant moving the right way. He's reading minds. Now, probably not very important in the legal system. There are some areas of criminal practice, though, where it's become quite common, particularly in death penalty cases, where you're looking for any kind of evidence, either with respect to responsibility and liability to begin with, or certainly should you lose at trial, for potential mitigation at the sentencing hearing. So these cases are out there. People are introducing it. They are introducing it faster and faster. And I think as the price goes down, and as one finds more witnesses who are willing to testify about scientific inferences drawn about behavior from brain scans, you'll see this more often. I'm not sure that the success rate, which is currently asymptotic to zero, will go up very much. But if you're a criminal defense lawyer and you've got the money, the funding to do this, and you don't have many other good arguments, there are arguments that you might want to try to make.